Minions! Tonight we steal the meat!
That was the sound of Adam smacking all the cyber sleuths out there going after him. But seriously, I've looked more into white Elantra issues more than I can even contemplate lately.
Yeah, you better eat it, dude. You better fucking toss that shit. You gotta.
It turns out, according to police, that the white Elantra we saw in Eugene, Oregon, that it crashed has nothing to do, apparently, with the Moscow, Idaho case.
The strongest lead, at least in public so far, seems to be that police think the occupant or occupants of a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra, like the one you're seeing there, could have information police need. One such car was spotted near the student's residence early in the morning of November 13th when the killings took place. I want to zero in on a couple details that have become of importance in recent days, Steve. Has the family learned anything more about why police are interested in this white Hyundai Elantra? And have they let on to you, Steve, whether they consider the person inside this vehicle a potential witness or even perhaps a person of interest?
They haven't given us those kind of details. They showed a clip of where the camera was, so you can kind of get a good idea of what the street that it was filming. And it would be suspicious, I would believe, for a vehicle just to be rolling around at 3 a.m. So I think that, they have a good reason to talk to that individual and see what was going on during that time.
Have they shared with you any progress, either the FBI or Moscow police in recent days, any progress in finding that vehicle or the person or persons inside it, Steve?
They've eliminated some vehicles. The community has reached out and probably flooded them with every white car that resembles one of these Hyundais. So I appreciate that. And if I had one, I'd be taking a picture of my car and sending it in and get my name off that list, because they're going to go right down it.
Yeah, and they did that with a vehicle similar description that had been found in Oregon, I believe, eliminated that one.
Yes.
There. And there's been some public discussion of an attendant at a gas station nearby who may have seen a similar vehicle. Have police made any progress with information provided by that person?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Okay. Now, your daughter has been doing her own work throughout this in terms of encouraging people to Olivia, encouraging people to give in Ring camera video, any video they may have. And she's the one, I should note, for folks watching right now who found video that verified when they got home that night. I wonder, has any of the video she's been looking up turned up any sightings of this white Hyundai?
Not to my knowledge that they've shared with me, but yes, you're in fact right. She was the one who found the food truck and helped them find some more information about the driver as well.
Yeah.
No matter how much people insist, I don't see how they made the leap from the crashed car in Eugene, Oregon, and looking at the Carfax and looking at all these different variables and connecting it to the 1122 King owner, not because they see his name anywhere on any title or anything that has been proven, just because there's a Colorado connection, which is a huge, huge state. I watched Steve Goncalves on CNN, so take a look at what he had to say today. Today is the first day of winter, the winter solstice, December 21st. So take a look what he has to say about not doxing people and not taking pictures of their homes. I'm all for cyber sleuthing, but I can tell when it's gone too far. In a lot of these cases, I see where people dig and they think they found something and they begin conflating things. So that's the last thing I want to do, is dox anyone. I'm trusting the cops to find the Idaho 4 perpetrator or perpetrators. That's the best we can do. Steve was on there on CNN with his lawyer today, and His lawyer is a little more vocal about perhaps the police listening to him now, their complaints, and Steve says he's putting his trust in police. He has to. He wants it done, of course. He wants this person found ASAP.
More than a month now since the brutal killings of 4 University of Idaho students, police still have not named a suspect or revealed, frankly, any breakthroughs in the case. The attorney for the family of the victim, Kaylee Goncalves, is now questioning whether the police in Moscow, Idaho, are, quote, the right people to be leading this investigation. The chief of police is defending his department's work so far.
What I want people to know is this is a Moscow Police Department investigation. We're utilizing the resources of the FBI and the state police, but we pick the investigators. My command team oversees this. We have 94 years of experience between us, and we're going to continue to work this case. We're going to continue to work it to the completion.
But Steve's lawyer, Shannon, said that perhaps cops are listening to their complaints. That's why we see they're adding on agents. There have been about 60 FBI agents the last time I checked. So hopefully between everyone, there's been tit for tat and going back and forth over who's qualified and who's not. There was a big brouhaha about a 2-year police rookie being the lead detective on this case. Moscow police, they seem to clap back at that notion. So we'll see what comes of it. Hopefully good stuff will come of it. Watch the video from Steve on CNN.
Joining me now is Kaylee's father, Steve Goncalves, also the family's attorney, Shannon Gray. Gentlemen, thanks so much for taking the time this morning.
Thank you.
Steve, I want to begin with you because Christmas is 4 days away. I cannot imagine facing that holiday, having lost my own daughter. How are you guys doing?
We're struggling, and but we have a lot of people around us that are there for us and helping us and giving us some support. So we'll make it through. We have to.
Well, we're thinking about you here too. We talk about that every day. On to the investigation, if I can. You mentioned that the FBI has now added some officers to the investigation. Does that give you confidence or hope, perhaps, of some progress going forward here?
It does, and going into the holidays, we want to take time away. We don't want to be on the circuit. We just want to relax, and knowing that those officers are there and they're the best of the best, it's definitely comforting.
Now, Shannon Gray, lawyer for the family here, you've questioned the leadership of the Moscow police specifically. Does the addition of FBI officers give you more confidence in this investigation?
Well, maybe they're listening to what we're saying. So maybe they're starting to bring in people that are a little bit more qualified and are able to, further the investigation from where it's gone right now. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. Another question, and this has been a frequent topic, the question of a stalker. And I know in some of your interviews so far, whether your daughter had a stalker, whether that's material to this investigation, you've expressed doubts about that. But we did notice that the Idaho police in a December 15th press release said they're at least still looking into this possibility. And I wonder, have you learned anything that still holds this up as a possibility or eliminates it in your view, the idea of a stalker?
I think we're going to need to do like an interview with them to break down all the different scenarios that could have possibly been related to somebody following my daughter. We haven't got to that point yet, but we expect them to. Mm-hmm. So we're not positive of any dedicated stalker, but there was some incidents that they've looked into and they've cleared up. But I don't know if they've looked at all the incidences that we know of.
So you're saying the incidents they've looked to so far that might involve a stalker, they've cleared up so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perhaps if I could, before we go, ask both of you, Steve and Shannon, given the frustrations here, the timeline, and 5 weeks without, a lot of public progress, right, at least that we're aware of. Steve, have you learned anything new that's given you new hope that they're making progress, or at least they're getting closer?
I'm glad that they're reaching out and they're asking for the community to look for this car. I think I didn't think it was in that town anymore, so they can only work in that county. So sometimes you got to reach out.
And Shannon, how about from your perspective, either the Moscow police or who you expressed your doubts about, or the FBI, in any communications as a lawyer representing the family, have you learned anything recently that gives you confidence that there's been some progress?
Well, I think Steve and I both, the family, feel like the community is going to solve this crime. And I think the more that they ask the community to help and reach out to them, I think the better the investigation will move forward. And that's why some of our questions in the past have been not reaching out to the community, I think, soon enough. So hopefully moving forward, they'll be able to get the resources that they need and move forward and solve this crime. So,
Steve, finally, do you believe they will find your daughter's killer?
Yes, I have to. I couldn't sleep if I thought. I'm trying to do everything in my power to help them. We're trying to collaborate with them. Another thing I wanted to say, because people reached out to me, is please don't dox these people. Please don't. A lot of people's names that get mentioned, don't go after. Don't take pictures of their homes. We don't want that. We're not after that at all.
Well, that's good to hear. Steve, listen, first of all, Shannon, thanks so much for joining. But Steve, particularly to you, your wife, Christy, your daughter, Olivia, your whole family, we're thinking of you. And we do hope that you find justice, and soon.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Let's close with my favorite, John 14:6. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. Thank you so much. This is a vote for responsible sleuthing and not doxing. It's nothing wrong with going down rabbit trails. It's just, I saw so many people swear up and down that the white Elantra was connected to the owner of 1122 King and his son. But when you literally dig down deep, you don't find proof. You don't find literal proof, a connection. You can see Carfax info, but Carfax does not tell us who the owner of that white Elantra is in Oregon. And people are pulling up all this information about the 1122 King owner. But so far, the only connection I see them making is Colorado. Huh? I don't know the population of Colorado, but I'm sure it's huge, so that's just not enough. And police put out a statement saying the female owner of that Oregon white Elantra, they don't believe it to be connected. They're asking people, please stop contacting the owner. So are people literally finding the owner, the female owner of this car that was in an accident, and are they literally on there contacting her? And what are they saying? I don't know. It's very strange. But there's nothing wrong with sleuthing. We just have to really sleuth and find literal facts, not make the leap and try and make the story fit if it doesn't fit. Thanks so much for watching.